Next, coming to the signal flow graph method. So, using signal flow graph, obtaining the state space representation, it is very important. In fact, if you learn this method, or if you know this method, you can represent any kind of transfer function into state space, any transfer function into state space. How it is possible, we will see. But before proceeding with that, in the signal flow graph method, we have to draw the signal flow graph. According to the required state space representation. So, from the given transfer function, we should first draw the signal flow graph, that too according to the required state space representation. I told you already there are number of state space representations are there. Out of those, we are going to study 3 or 4 in this chapter. Out of those 3, what format we want finally? What is the state space representation we want finally? Okay, those are observable canonical form, controllable canonical form, Jordan canonical form, cascade form, parallel form, all these there. Okay, these many representations are there for the state space representation. Depending upon the final answer or depending upon the final representation what we want, according to that we have to draw the signal flow graph. This is the key point here and very important point. Okay. So, for better understanding this, let us learn it in reverse way. So, what I am saying is, first we will learn the reverse process. That is, what we are going to see here. First transfer function, next signal flow graph, next state space. Okay, given transfer function should be converted into signal flow graph. Signal flow graph finally we have to written in state space. Converting transfer function into signal flow graph is the task that we know already. Okay, from the control system point of view, given transfer function can be represented in block diagram. That block diagram can be converted again to signal flow graph. This thing we know, but we don't know the second part. That is how a signal flow graph can be converted into state space equation, or we can say that how come a signal flow graph is related to state space representation. Okay, how come a signal flow graph related to state space equation? If we understand the second part properly, we can solve the problems easily. Okay, for understanding the second part, that is the relation between signal flow graph and state space, I am implementing a method called as learning it in the reverse way. That is what I am going to do. I will take a state space representation first, and I will represent that state space in signal flow graph. Then you will get a complete idea of the relation between state space and signal flow graph. Once you get this idea, you can represent any signal flow graph in state space and vice versa. That is any state space in signal flow graph. Okay. Before, let us see that. First, learn convert given state space representation into signal flow graph. And remember one more thing is the state space equations, that is state space representation is in completely time domain. Okay. State space representation is in time domain, whereas signal flow graph we will draw with the help of what we call the Laplace domain. With the help of the Laplace domain. Consider some state space representation. Some state space representation. A random system is represented in state space. Okay. Now let us learn how to convert this state space into signal flow graph. How to convert this state space into signal. I told you already, state space equations are in time domain, signal flow graph in Laplace domain. Signal flow graph in Laplace domain. And the idea is on the left hand side of the equation, we will get derivatives. These are the derivatives. Okay. These derivatives, when you convert it into Laplace, when you convert it into Laplace, what they become? S into Madam. Okay. So you know these things. Listen to. This is the key point here. Okay. You remember this. In the state space representation, on the left hand side of the state equation, we will get the derivatives of the state variable. So our concentration is finally how to get these derivatives of state variables so that we can represent the system in state space. Now what we are doing, we are considering the available state space and we are trying to represent it in the signal flow graph. I told you already, signal flow graph is related to the we solve in Laplace domain. So in Laplace domain, the derivative, that is x dot of t, becomes s into x of s. That is what I want to do. Okay. So here x of t, there it becomes s into x of s. So our concentration in Laplace domain is obtaining s into x of s. Always we try to obtain s into x of s. If you keep this in mind, then everything from now onwards will be understood. Okay. So let us go to the next slide. See here what is mentioned here. So all the variables, that is input, output, since there are 3 state equations, it is third order system, so 3 state variables. So all the variables. Madam? వినిపిస్తుందండి. ఓకేనా మేడం ఇప్పుడు?
ఓకే సార్.
ఓకే మేడం. ఓకే.
కంటిన్యూ సార్.
ఓకే మేడం. So here I am keeping all the state variables and input output. Okay. So what are the state variables here? X1 of t become x1 of s. X2 of t become x2 of s. X3 of t become x3 of s. So the derivatives of the state variables are nothing but x1 dot of t become s into x1 of s. X2 dot of t become s into x2 of s. X3 dot of t becomes s into x3 of s. So our concentration is in Laplace domain, we have to obtain these equations. These equations. There should be no confusion. Okay. In time domain, derivatives in Laplace domain it becomes s into x of s. So we should always concentrate on how to obtain s into x of s in Laplace domain, as long as we deal with the state space. How to obtain these equations. So this is my first state equation in Laplace domain, second state equation, and this is third state equation. Okay. If this much is clear to you, next. And state variable and derivative of state variable. See the next diagram. This is the state variable and this is the derivative of the state variable. First, I am starting my signal flow graph from here onwards. Observe carefully. First, I am completing state variables and derivatives of state variables. State variables and derivative of state variables. I am trying to complete drawing signal flow graph for this. Okay. Is it correct or not? Since derivative of state variable is s into x of s, the path between these two must be followed by an integrator, nothing but 1 by s. Okay. If you integrate this, you will get integrator is 1 by s into x1 of s by s will give you similarly remaining state variables. So drawing the signal flow graph equations or blocks corresponding to state variables is over. Okay. These things are very important, and once you understand these things are very easy. Okay. We have to practice all this. Next, go to the next slide. So after this equation, I told you already, x of s, x1 dot of s, actually it is dot, I missed it, x1 dot of t is equal to s into x1 of s. So you should concentrate on writing s into x1 of s. This is s into x1 of s. So first state equation I am going to complete now. Okay? First state equation I am going to complete now. Okay. What is the first state equation? X1 of t is equal to 2 into x1 of 2 into x1. X1 dot of t is equal to 2x1 plus 3x2 3x3. Let's go back to the so what is this? 2x1 minus 5x2 plus 3x3 plus 2r. All these things we have to complete in the signal flow graph. Okay. So I told you already, we are going to concentrate on s into x1 of s. Okay. S into x1 of s is equal to 2x1 of s minus 5x2 of s. There 5x1 of t. Here it is 5x1 of s plus 3x3 of s plus 3x3 of s, and also input term also there. Okay. 2 into r of t there. Here 2 into r of s. I think it is clear for everyone now. Okay. So likewise, we have to complete the remaining two state variables and output. Okay. How many equations totally? State equation and output equation. Three state equation consisting of 3 equations and output equation. I have given you one equation. How to draw the one equation in the signal flow graph, that is first state equation. I am not drawing remaining ones. You have to practice it. I am giving the final signal flow graph here. After completing all the state variables and output variables, we will get this particular format. Here I am remembering, or I am alerting you to concentrate again on those nodes. We know the points in the signal flow graph are called nodes. Those nodes with derivatives. We have to write. These are three state equations and one output. That completes my signal flow graph. So now I think everybody has got a good idea about the relation between the state space and signal flow graph. Okay? Given the state space is this is the state space. The same system can be represented using signal flow graph like this. With respect to the knowledge of state space, we don't know the transfer function. Okay? Even though we don't know the transfer function, with respect to the state equation and output equation, this can be represented. So if this is clear to you, now let us come back to our topic of discussion, that is transfer function to state space by using signal flow graph. Okay, these points I have given you in the last class itself. Okay, representation of the transfer function in appropriate signal flow graph will be your first step. Second step is write the equations of derivatives of state variables, that is s into x of s. Why it is s into x of s? What is the importance? I told you just now. Okay. If you obtain, these are the two important steps. And here cascade form, parallel form, and observable canonical form. Cascade form, parallel form, and observable canonical form. These three are we are going to see using signal flow graph. Your Jordan canonical form is a subcase of parallel form. We will see. Okay. First, let us see cascade. The first example we have seen the transfer function without any zeros. The same example I am bringing here. First example, the same example that I am bringing here. We are going to represent this transfer function in state space using signal flow graph method today. Okay. In the last class, this transfer function we have represented in state space using phase variable. Here we are representing in state space using signal flow graph method. Again, there are cascade form, parallel form, OCF. In that I am considering cascade form. Cascade form is nothing but combining all the equations that are available or that can be represented separately with respect to the multiplication. You know how to represent given transfer function in block diagram with respect to cascade. It is nothing but I am separating all the terms. Okay, 24, one term, 1 by s plus 2, one term, 1 by s plus 3, and 1 by s plus. Now for this we are going to draw the signal flow. How to draw signal flow graph for a single function having single pole I am giving here. Okay, there is a pole at ai minus ai. How to draw it in the simple way. Okay, this is the single first order term that is going to be represented in signal flow graph like this. Okay. So why we are representing like this means, you know, we want this particular format. Okay, variable must be here and derivative of variable must be here. That is the idea. Here it should be variable. Here it should be derivative of state variable. These must be related through the integrator. This idea must be clear. Okay? Previously I have given. Now here in this particular problem, how many such terms are there? 3 terms, I think. There are 3 terms we have to represent. That too in cascade form. If we represent all the 3 terms, it will take the following form. This is the form. Upper one represent the block diagram cascade representation. The lower diagram represent the signal flow graph of cascade representation. Both are same. We want signal flow graph. So that is why we are concentrating on the signal flow graph. That is the below diagram. See the 2 diagrams. Take 2 minutes. You observe, everyone observe the 2 diagrams. And one more thing. The output of each block is considered as a state variable. Okay? This is one state variable. This is one state variable. This is one state. Why here we did not consider any state variable? Output of 24. We did not consider any state variable. Why? By this time you might have got an idea. The state variables are depending upon number of poles or order of the characteristic equation. This does not constitute any pole. This does not. This block, this particular block, ఈ బ్లాక్ నుంచి పోల్స్ ఏం లేవు కదా. సో అందుకని ఇక్కడ ఏం స్టేట్ వేరియబుల్ తీసుకోలేదు. ఇక్కడ పోల్ ఉంది కదా, అందుకని ఒక స్టేట్ వేరియబుల్. ఇక్కడ పోల్, ఇంకో స్టేట్ వేరియబుల్, ఇక్కడ పోల్. ఫర్ ఈజీ ప్రాసెస్ అవుట్పుట్ ఇట్ సెల్ఫ్. సో ఫైనల్ అవుట్పుట్ ఇక్కడ వస్తుంది కదా. ఇక్కడ ఫస్ట్ స్టేట్ వేరియబుల్ తీసుకున్నారు, ఇక్కడ సెకండ్ స్టేట్ వేరియబుల్, ఇక్కడ థర్డ్ స్టేట్ వేరియబుల్. So take 1 to 2 minutes and observe the diagrams carefully. You will get an idea. First, transfer function is represented in block diagram. Block diagram is represented in state space. So after representing in signal flow graph, I told you already, our concentration is on the terms S into X of S, not on X of S. Here it is X of S. It is not required for us. S into X of S will be here. So here we have to do. Similarly, S into X2 of S will be here. S into X3 of S is here. ఇక్కడ రాయలేదంటే ఈ డయాగ్రామ్ లో లేవు, but you should understand the notes that I marked with red ink are nothing but the derivatives of the state variable. Derivatives of the state variables. What we want exactly? The derivatives of the state variable. Now I am dictating, I am announcing one equation. Similarly, you can obtain the remaining 2 equations. So ఇక్కడ ఈక్వేషన్ చెప్తున్నాను చూడండి, కేర్ఫుల్ గా అబ్జర్వ్ చేయండి. S into x1 of s is equal to minus 4 into x1 of s. S into x1 of s is equal to minus or 4 into x1 of s plus x2 of s. Are there any other terms? There are no other terms. Okay. 4 into x1 of s plus 1 into x2 of s. 1 into x2 of s. Similarly, here it is s into x3 of s is equal to x3 of s, I mean 2 into x3 of s plus r into 24 plus r into 24. These are the state equation. Here it is, we will get the second state. That is s into x2 of s is equal to s into x2 of s is equal to 3 into x2 of s plus 1 into x. 3 into x2 of s plus 1 into x. I think everybody followed my order of solving the problem, and final step is writing the state equations. So let us see the state equations. So these are the state equations. Here directly they have written it in the time domain. X1 dot is equal to minus 4 into x1 plus x2. X2 dot is equal to minus 3 into x2 plus x3. X3 dot is equal to minus 2 into x3 plus 24 into r. What are the equations just now I have given to you from the and output y of t is itself complete or arrange these in the matrix form. You will get like this. Okay. This is the state space representation of the given transfer function using the signal flow graph method considering the cascaded connection. I am repeating, this is the final state space representation of the given system or given transfer function using signal flow graph method considering the cascaded connection. Consider the cascaded. Next, let us solve the same problem by considering parallel connection. I am taking again the same transfer function 24 by s plus 2, s plus 3, s plus 4. Now I am going to solve in parallel. In parallel form, in cascaded form, we will multiply. In simple language, we can say that cascaded form, we will multiply all the available terms. Okay. In parallel form, we will try to put them in the addition form. Okay. By adding all the terms, we should get the final term. That is this one. This particular function should be splitted into like this. In parallel form, by adding few terms, we should get this term like this. In cascaded term, by multiplying, we should get this. Okay. So you know very well how to obtain this by using partial fractions. So obtain partial fractions, we get this. The task is I am leaving to you. You know how to obtain partial fractions. And rewrite the equation like this. Okay. Keeping output on one side and input. This R of S is being sent to right hand side. Then there will be R of S in every term. There will be R of S in every term. Now we have to represent this equation in signal flow graph. That is given in the next. If you represent this equation in the signal flow graph, it will take this particular format. Okay. See, you have to practice this. As I told you already, our concentration is on S into x1 of s, not on x1 of s. This is x1 of s. These three are x of s. These three are s into x1 of s. Again, I will read one equation. Similarly, you can obtain all the remaining equations. I will read x2 of s. S into x2 of s. S into x2 of s is equal to minus 24r minus 3 into x2 minus 24 minus 3 into x2 minus 24. Similarly, this equation, what it will be? Minus 2 into x1 plus 12 into r plus 12 into r. So if you write like this, you will get the final format of the equations like this. So x1 dot is equal to minus 2x1 plus 12r from here. X2 dot is equal to minus 3x2 minus 24r. X3 dot is equal to minus 4x. And output y is equal to x1 of t plus x2 of t plus x3 of t. Parallel form is a very important form and very peculiar form. So I will tell how it is, why it is very important and how it is very peculiar after a few minutes. And this is the final representation. This is the final representation. So I am saying it again. This is the state space representation of the given transfer function using signal flow graph method, considering parallel form. Considering the parallel form. Okay. All are state space representations only. All are correct only. All are valid only. Okay. Okay. These are some important points regarding these are some important points regarding the parallel form. If you observe the parallel form, that is final format, you observe the system matrix. You observe the system matrix. It is diagonal matrix. It is diagonal matrix, and the diagonal elements are the roots of the characteristic equation. That is poles of the system. Okay, let us go back to the system. This is my system. What are the poles? -2, -3, -4. Those poles I will get as diagonal elements. -2, -3, -4. Very important and parallel. Okay. And one more thing is each equation. If you observe x1 dot, it is having only x1 term and input term. x2 dot, it is having only x2 term and input term. x3 dot, it is having only x3 and input. Okay. In x1, we don't have x2 term and x3 term. In x2, we don't have similarly x1 and x3 term. That is, each state equation is function of its own state variable only. Its own state variable, and input will be there. Okay. Each state equation is function of its own state variable and input. Such equations are called decoupled equations. Decoupled equations. Decoupling is nothing but separating. Okay? Each state variable is having its own function of its own state. Decoupled equation. So that is the importance of the parallel. Okay. See, I have given you all the points here. Parallel form gives the state matrix as diagonal matrix, which means each state equation is function of its own state and input. Such equations are called decoupled equation, and all the diagonal elements are nothing but poles of the system. Here output is nothing but sum of all the state equations. So observe the output equation. It is simply the sum of all the state variables. Yes or no? Y is equal to x1 plus x2 plus x3. Here. x1 plus x2 plus x3. Input is connected to each state variable. You see the block diagram. Each state variable is being affected through the input. Input is very important points, and even there are number of ways to obtain the signal flow graph on the state space representation. Okay, I am giving you all the methods since there are many number of diploma students in this group, that is group 2. I think it will be advantageous for you might if you are appearing for the competitive exams or GATE exam, or even if you want to learn control systems perfectly. There might be students who are very interested in learning all these things. That is why I am giving all the methods. Okay? So try to learn and try to practice all these things. Don't neglect, don't ignore the class. Immediately after completing the class, I will share the PPT or PDF. You take that PDF and you refer the textbook. That is soft copy of the textbook I have given to you. You refer the textbook and you try to practice all these things. Since it is not the regular class which can be explained on the board, I am not solving all the things. I am directly giving you the solutions with explanation. with maximum plausible explanation I am giving you. Okay, if there is a board, I could have solved all these things by writing. That is very advantageous for you. But here it is not possible. That is why I am giving you all the solutions with maximum explanation. What is your duty is you have to practice it, solve it on your own. Okay? You have to spend some time. You have to show some interest. And one more thing is I am covering the state space analysis extensively, complete all the methods I am giving you. Okay, try to take this as this opportunity as an advantages for you. Okay, and if you don't want this much explanation, or if you are having any problem in explanation, you inform to your CR and he will message me. Okay. Sir, this is the problem. Is there any problem regarding my explanation or regarding any method or regarding any problem? You can tell to your CR and he will inform me. Okay. ఏదైనా ప్రాబ్లం ఉంటే ఖచ్చితంగా చెప్పండి అండి. అలాగే ఉండొద్దు, సైలెంట్ గా క్లాస్ వింటూ వెళ్తే. This is not a direct interaction class. Okay. In the indirect interaction class, I can ask, but here it is not possible. So you have to respond. If you have any doubt, you have to respond. How to respond? Be informed to CR, or you can directly message me. There is my number in the WhatsApp group. If you have any doubt or anywhere, you should contact by yourself. There is no chance of asking for me since it is online class. Okay. Next. That is about parallel form and cascaded form. Next, Jordan canonical form is a subcase of the parallel form. Jordan canonical form, I told you already, it is the subcase of the parallel form. Subcase of the parallel form. We obtain the Jordan canonical form when there are repeated poles are there in the system. When there are repeated poles are there in the system. In page number 260 of the textbook that I have shared with you, there is a problem regarding corresponding to Jordan canonical form. I advise everybody to go through the problem. Okay, solve the problem. That is an example problem. Complete solution there in the textbook itself. You go through the solution and you answer the following questions. Okay, identify whether in Jordan canonical form also whether we get the diagonal matrix or not. First question. Second question is in Jordan canonical form also whether we get poles as diagonal elements or not. And finally, third question is what is Jordan block? What is Jordan block? So you please answer these three questions by referring to the text. Textbook. So till now we have completed. Concentrate here, everybody. Matter of 2 to 3 minutes, I will close the session. Controllable canonical form from the base variable form we have seen. Cascade and parallel form from the signal flow graph we have seen. Jordan canonical form from the signal flow graph. I have given it as assignment to you. Please go through it today itself after the class, immediately after the class. And we are remaining with only one more format, that is observable canonical form. Observable canonical form. This observable canonical form also we can get through the signal flow graph. We can get the observable canonical form also signal flow graph, like we did for the cascade and parallel in today's class. Similarly, by using signal flow graph, we can obtain observable canonical. But there is one important principle in this, that is duality principle. By using duality principle also, we can get the observable canonical form. Okay. So your task is to study or read about the duality principle. There is a duality principle between controllable canonical form and observable canonical form. What is it? You please go through that duality. So by next class, refer what is duality principle of controllability and observability and solve example problem on Jordan canonical form. These two are the tasks for you. Refer the fifth chapter of the Norman S. Nice, the textbook I have shared on the Telegram channel. And many of you have not joined the Telegram channel. I don't know why. Okay, it is a small application only. You download it, you register it, and I have shared the link in your WhatsApp group. Through that link, everybody join the Telegram channel. Okay, if you have any problem to be solved by me, I will solve the problem and I will upload there. Okay, all the solutions. From next week onwards, I will solve many problems for your understanding purpose, and I will upload the PDFs of all those problems in the Telegram channel. So everybody join the Telegram channel. Don't neglect it or don't ignore it. Lots of material I will share from next week onwards there. Okay. మీకు ఈ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ అన్ని సింపుల్గా ఎలా సాల్వ్ చేయాలో I will solve on pen and paper and I will upload them. So don't ignore it. Join the Telegram channel. Thank you everyone. Let us close the class. If you have any doubt, please contact your CR.